everybody. People have been asking me how I make my pizza. So what I wanted to do is take an opportunity to create a video to show you how I make it, and we'll start it really from scratch. So the whole thing is from scratch. So in order to make 2 pies of pizza, 2 regular size pies, we need to start with 5 cups of flour. Okay. To that flour, what you're going to do is add 3 teaspoons of salt. Right, and then we're going to start to add the yeast and the water, of course. So once you have your flour and your salt, what you're going to do is you're going to take a bowl. You're going to take 2 cups of lukewarm water, not too hot. To that, you're going to add 4 teaspoons of sugar and 3.5 teaspoons of active dry yeast. Okay. What I like to do is I like to proof my yeast mixture. So once I add the water, I mix up all the ingredients. I will cover that for about 5 to 7 minutes. And what you should see is something like this. And you can see the yeast starting to puff out, starting to proof. And then when it's proofed, I can go ahead and I can add that yeast to my mixture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add right now my flour and my salt to the mixer. Okay, so we'll go ahead and add that to the mixture, to the mixer. Everything is in there. And then what I'm doing right now is go ahead and add my yeast to that mixture as well. Okay, so we'll get that started. Start it on slow a little bit. Let's get it all mixed up and go ahead and add the rest of the water and yeast to the mixture as well. Just want to get it all nice and mixed up. And a dough will start to form as well. I would say give it a good mix for about 5 to 7 minutes, and then we'll be back. I would say it's been needed. I just stopped it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out. So let's get the dough off the dough hook. Okay, and right now we have a piece of dough that looks like this. I'm going to put it on a floured surface. Don't be afraid to use your hands and get a little bit dirty. It's all good. Dough a little bit. Okay, just knead it with your hand a little bit. Okay, what I like to do is fold it over itself. So you can kind of see what I'm doing, just kind of folding it over itself. And I'll do that for a few minutes. What that does, it releases all of the air in the dough. It makes it, of course, a lot fluffier. Really want to get that yeast to work. And once I am done kneading it, of course, I'm going to cut it into 2 small pieces, and I'll kind of show you what that looks like afterwards. Okay. So what I did is I kind of shaped it into a rectangle. I'm going to go ahead and cut that into 2 pieces. Okay, and each piece would represent a pie. Okay. Now, if you want to be very accurate, you can use a scale. I'm not that accurate, of course. I don't really care if one pie is a little bit bigger than the other one. It all goes into the stomach. But if you want to be accurate, you can weigh it out. Put it on the scale, see how much it weighs, and then just make sure that you have equal parts. I'm not going to do that. but I'm just going to really use my senses. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that into 2. Okay, generally, feels pretty accurate. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll these into, I'm going to continue folding them, but I'm going to roll these into balls. Okay, so I'm going to continue just folding them over here. I'm going to add some more flour. Okay, just a little bit more flour. Okay, and what you want to do is you want to start rolling these into balls. Okay, so we're just going to make them into round balls. Okay, again, doesn't have to be perfect, but you get the idea. Okay. See, looks good on this end. This is really what you want. You want a ball. So once I have my my dough ball, okay, what I'm going to do is I am going to place this into a bowl of some sort. I'm going to lightly spray it, okay, just so it doesn't, or sticks less, of course. And what I'll do is I'll take my bowl, I'll place it into the bowl. Generally what you can do here is you can put saran wrap, right, plastic wrap on it. That's ideal. I've tried it with it, I've tried it without it. I don't necessarily think it matters, but you have to cover this. Okay, so you have to cover it. I'll generally take a towel. Okay, take a towel of some sort, and I'll go ahead and cover this. Okay, and I'm going to let this rise for 45 minutes to an hour, or until it's doubled in size. Okay, so once that's doubled in size, it means that the dough is pretty ready. You can put this in the fridge if you want. I don't really do it. I like to prepare the dough and make the pizza the same day. Some people prepare the dough and put it in the fridge overnight. They say it comes out better. You can try it. I don't know if you have to do that or not. So you can put this in the bowl, let it sit for about an hour or so, 45 minutes to an hour, and then we'll come back. So it's about an hour later. We're going to go ahead and check on our dough, and let's just kind of see what the dough looks like. So, yeah, so you can actually see the dough pretty much doubled in size. So this looks about ready to go ahead and make our pie. So before we do that, I have a pizza tray over here. So what I like to do is I just kind of grease it down with canola spray or any kind of spray. You can even do it with olive oil. I also add a little bit of instant corn flour. Okay, not corn starch, but it's corn flour, and then I kind of give it a nice layer on the tray. I think it gives it a little bit of crispiness as well to the bottom. I also add some to the top as well, but essentially this is kind of what we're doing over here for the tray, and we can start working on our pie. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the dough out of the bowl, and I can begin to work with it. So it's kind of comes right out and plop right onto the pizza tray. And what I'll do is I'll start to spread it out, and I'll kind of work, from the middle to the edges. Okay. Now this is a small tray, so it's going to create, I would say, a thicker crust. Okay, if you like the thick crust. By the way, you can also do a deep dish pizza with this as well. So you can place this in a dish and use that as well. So I'm just going to kind of really work it, kind of spread it out. Just really kind of work it out. Try to get it as thin as I can. But this is a small tray. Okay, so kind of just really work it out and try to get it as flat as possible. So once I've kind of spread out the pie, I kind of throw in some of the mixture of flour and corn flour. I kind of make a mix like this with flour and corn flour. And you know, it's not perfectly even out, but it's, you know, it's really fitting the tray. Okay. And once this is pretty much done, we can go ahead and apply the sauce. So what I'm going to do right now is going to make the sauce. Okay. For the sauce, I mean, you're more than welcome to use real tomatoes. You can just dice them up, cook them, you know, get them to be a sauce. You can add some paprika and some you know, salt and oregano. I just make it easy. I'm going to use a can of crushed tomatoes. Okay, I add another package of like tomato paste to make it a little bit thicker. And what I'll do over here is I'll add some oregano, some sugar to offset the acidity. I'll add some black pepper and some salt, and then I'll just let it cook down for, you know, about 10 minutes or so until everything is ready. I'll let it cool off as well. Then I can apply it to the dough. So that's for the sauce. I can put it in a description as well. But for the sauce, it's great. I mean, you can, you know, add fresh garlic to that sauce. Really, you can add some chili flakes if you like it spicy. It's your pizza, so you can do kind of whatever you want with it. That's what makes it beautiful. If you want just basic, you can follow this ingredient, but again, feel free to make whatever you guys want. Okay, so you can see I've actually placed the sliced pies out, put them on the pay. We're going to go ahead and apply the sauce to it. So, you know, again, this is really about what you guys like, okay? How much sauce you like, or how much sauce you don't like, really. So you can just kind of go around it. You know, you can take some off, add some on. Really, this is your pizza. So you'll do whatever it is that you like to do. Okay, we'll fix it up later, but we'll go ahead and add some to this pie. Again, just work your way from the middle around it as well. Okay, when we're done with this, we'll go ahead and add our cheese as well, and we'll be back in a minute. So we're going to go ahead and add our, you know, we finished with the tomato sauce. We're going to go ahead and add our cheese. So really, again, this is as much cheese as you like, right? If you like your cheese, if you like your pizza cheesy, add lots of cheese. If you like it less cheesy, add less cheese. Okay, so I take pretty much grated mozzarella cheese, and I'm going to give it a nice, I would say a nice, you know, layer. And then of course you can go ahead and add toppings on if you like toppings, if you like it just regular cheese pizza. So I'll kind of like just throw everything in the middle and then kind of spread it out as we go. Right? I mean, this is a serious pizza. This is going to be serious, right? This is going to be really good, really cheesy, crusty, delicious. So now we're going to add some toppings. You can add really any toppings you want. I love black olives. You can add green olives. You can add mushrooms. You can add peppers. You know, really whatever your taste buds enjoy. So I'm going to go ahead and really get some black olives in there. Okay. And these are supermarket bought. I really enjoy the taste of black olives. I love them on pizza. Okay, so kind of just spread them out there. Doesn't have to be perfect until you're satisfied with the amount of olives on your pie. Alright guys, so we're about to get this thing into the oven. We're going to get started. So I preheated my oven to about 450 degrees. Okay, so we want this really, really hot. We're going to put this in the oven. We're going to let it bake for about, I would say, 5-6 minutes. Make sure we take a look at it. Then you might want to broil it maybe for another minute to get it nice and crispy on top. So we're going to put it in the oven. Alright, so let's get the first one in. Okay, so this is, yeah, really, really hot. this pizza in there. Okay, it's ready to go in. And we will see you in 5 or 6 minutes. Okay, so we're about 5-6 minutes afterwards. We're gonna check on our pizza. I think it looks pretty ready. You can always then, put it back in. So give me a second, watch out. Let's get this thing open. And this is what our pizza looks like. This is a homemade
pizza.
Pizza. It is delicious. Listen to that. Eat that.
Pizza.
There you go. This is homemade pizza straight from Michael. I hope you enjoy the recipe. Good luck.